Okay, everybody, we're coming up to the end of group play here as the World Cup moves progressing on to the knockout round, which will commence on the weekend. First of all, we've got to wrap up some of these groups on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And we're going to take a look at this matchup down in Miami, a Group C matchup, and that is Brazil and Scotland. Friday night down in Miami, 6 p.m. Eastern time kickoff. We'll get to that in just a second. I'm Bruce Marshall. First of all, though, a couple of quick housekeeping reminders. As always, don't forget, click that button on your screen there. Make sure you can subscribe to all of our Wager Talk TV videos. And we got a special offer going right now on my picks. 3 nights for $69. We'll add another 3 days free to that. That's 6 days, nights for $69. Add those 3 days for free. Hey, we're having a pretty good run lately. Into Tuesday, 11-3 on our World Cup picks since last week. Major League Baseball has had a pretty good run for a couple months now. 40-23 into Tuesday night. Remember, that's 3 nights of my picks, $69. We'll add another 3 nights free. That gives you 6 nights for $69. Check it out right now. Okay, let's take a look at Group C on Wednesday as this matchup down in Miami, Brazil and Scotland. It's still all to play for in this group. The standings in the group right now, Brazil and Morocco, both on 4 points, Scotland on 3. Haiti has already been eliminated. They will be playing Morocco at the same time as Brazil and Scotland get going down in Miami. Brazil with a slight advantage in the group right now to finish on top on goal difference right now. They lead Morocco +2 in goal difference. So at the moment, they are in the first place in the group. That they'll be looking to maintain that advantage after tonight. Scotland on 3 points. They'll hope that's enough to get them into the round of 32, but they get a point here. That probably guarantees their passage through. And there's a chance Scotland could still win this group if it wins this match and Morocco somehow loses to Haiti. We've seen stranger things happen. So let's see what happens here tonight. Still all to play for both ways. We take a look at the prices, though, and the odds obviously here favoring Brazil. Not quite as prohibitive as some of those prices we saw on Tuesday. -275 on the win. Scotland pretty heavy, +700. For the Tartan Army on the win and draw it +400 there. But there are some other prices in there that we'll get to in a second that I think are kind of appealing. Let's talk about the matchup here first of all. And let's talk about Brazil, which has really taken a lot of slings and arrows from a lot of the media here and the pundits. To me, it looks like they've sort of gone out of the way. They're kind of enjoying downgrading Brazil. After all these years, Brazil has usually been one of the top teams to talk about into the World Cup. They've won it so many times, although actually now not since 2002. That's a 24-year gap for Brazil between World Cup wins. But still, this year, down a little. Everybody's talking Argentina, France, Spain, England. Brazil's not in that top tier. And for a decent reason, although I think they have been downgraded a little bit too much. I've always liked the fact that Carlo Ancelotti came in here as the coach. We knew what he did all those years at Real Madrid and elsewhere in Europe beforehand. My favorite coach, and his ability to play to the strengths of his team, very calm, puts the guys in the right spot. I expected Brazil to improve as this tournament went on, and I think we saw some of that from the first matchup, Brazil to the Haiti game, although the Morocco in the first matchup, that was a tougher matchup than Haiti. But we do see some progress here. I like the fact that Vinicius is looking very good. And, of course, Vinicius had some of his greatest successes at Real Madrid when Ancelotti was his coach. So he has unlocked a couple of goals from Vinicius, one in each of the first 2 games. Vinicius still looks deadly when the ball is at his feet. It looks like something's going to happen every time he gets it. He is electric. I think as dangerous with the ball at his feet as anybody in the tournament. That includes Messi. That includes Neymar. That includes anybody else. I mean, he is deadly, and he is in form right now. Now, so the supporting cast, though, that's the issue. Rafinha is out, and that coming into the tournament, I thought that pairing of Rafinha and Vinicius, Barcelona and Real Madrid, would be very potent in the tournament. But Rafinha had some injury problems this year, and he wasn't really firing in the first couple of matches until he pulled the hamstring. And in the Haiti match, he is out. They hope they get him back later in the tournament if they can get that far. But there are attacking riches at Ancelotti's disposal. Besides Vinicius, Mateus Cunha from Manchester United stepped up, scored a brace in the first half, and that flurry of goals in the first half against Haiti that staked Brazil to a 3-0 advantage that they just cruised home. You've got Cunha there who can do some things. Igor Thiago, I'd look for him to get some run in this game out of Brentford. Had a big season at Brentford, especially the second half of the year. He looks like a guy that Ancelotti can make some things happen with. And they've also got a couple of younger chargers there. Gabriel Martinelli out of Arsenal. Endrick, Real Madrid, but on loan at Lyon this past season, where he had some flashy efforts there. Both kind of flashy, fast. I think we'll see Ancelotti make a little bit better use of them. There's also Neymar, the old veteran, who's apparently gotten the medical clear go ahead to play. Now, we haven't seen him in a couple of years in a Brazil shirt, but he's an iconic name. If he's got anything left, he could certainly add to the attack quotient here. Now, that's really where Ancelotti has all of his cards, though, are in his forwards right now. And in the center of defense with Marquinhos and Gabriel from PSG and Arsenal in particular, that's solid. And Alisson and goal from Liverpool, solid. But they don't have the same sort of bombing fullbacks, those bombing runs we used to see from sorts like Roberto Carlos. They don't have that this year. And the midfield has got some issues right now. It's required Ancelotti to make some adjustments, and Casemiro is being asked to do a lot. And the first match wasn't that great for him. He got pulled off. Second match a little bit better. So there's some issues here, but there are attacking riches there for Brazil, and I think that's worth noting here. Also, let's not forget the kickoff time. It's 6 p.m. in Miami, where it's going to be steamy on a Wednesday night. I'm sorry. The conditions figure to be in Brazil's favor too, at least somewhat. But the reason I really like Brazil here, and it's more to do with what Scotland can or can't do. They just have so much trouble scoring. And the effort is there from Scotland. I mean, they dig in there and they will fight and battle and hard-nosed as can be, winning 50-50 balls and all that. But they just don't have a sharp edge. Listen, they've had 2 shots on target. That's it in the first 2 games. 0 in that 1-0 loss to Morocco when they really didn't do much in the first half. Kind of got back into the game in the second half last Friday, but Morocco was sort of sitting on that 1-goal lead. I don't think that Brazil will sit on the lead, especially considering the goal difference that would make the difference between finishing first and second in the group. There's just no scoring up front. There's nothing resembling a number 9. Most of the scoring punch comes from the midfield for Steve Clark. And so far, Scott McTominay, though he had a good season at Napoli, he's not making impact in the World Cup yet. He hasn't had big games. John McGinn from Aston Villa, the guy we thought might be Scotland's leading scorer at that nice price before the tournament. He scored their only goal against Haiti, but they just have so much trouble scoring. And if they fall behind, it's going to be very, very difficult to solve. Alisson, I think it's going to be very tough. The conditions in Miami, the Tartan Army is going to be there. I mean, the support base is great. They're going to love Scotland being in Miami. They've added a lot of color to the tournament. But I just don't think Scotland's going to make a breakthrough. I think they're going to end on 3 points. They're going to try to hold the score down. That's going to hopefully help them if they get into this third place and try to get in one of the top 8 third-place sides. But you probably want to be +1 or +2 in goal differential if you're going to land on 3 points, and I think it's going to be the other way. This might be it for Scotland. My recommendations here, we take a look at this crawl on the bottom of the screen there. That's a big price on Brazil at -275. I think we can have some other options there besides laying that sort of a heavy price. On the spread, -1.5, +105, even money +105. That's a little better because I think Brazil can win this match by 2 goals. There's also the Asian line at -1.25 goals. Priced at -118. Now, remember, if you play the Asian line like that, you're sort of halving the bet. Half of it is -1 goal, half of it -1.5. So if Brazil should just win by 1 goal, say, you'd only lose half the bet. You'd lose half the bet on the 1.5. If they win, they'd have to win by 2 goals, which is the same with the spread. But the payoff is roughly the same on both. So I think I might opt for the Asian line with Brazil here. Also, also goal scorers in this match. You can see those on the crawl at the bottom of the screen too. They got Vinicius again at a pretty decent price. I'm seeing it +137 up there. I saw that at Bet365. That's not too bad, especially as he's in good form. They're going to be looking for him. He scored a goal in each of the first 2 games. The connection with Ancelotti, I think that's pretty good value there. Cunha at plus 210, not too bad as well. But I would back Vinicius to score at plus 137, not too bad. I'd also think about Brazil in the halftime, full time at even money there, but I'm not sure I want to stretch myself too thin here. I do think the Asian line's probably the way to go. If that's not available to you, you can go on the spread because I think Brazil wins this probably 2-0, maybe 3-1, but I just don't think Scotland has enough firepower to make this a fight. We'll see what happens. Brazil, Asian line, Vinicius to score. That's what I'd be looking at. Okay, we'll be back later this week as the group play wraps up Thursday and Friday, getting ready for knockout round action to commence on the weekend. And as always, don't forget, click the screen there if you have any comments and want to let me know what you're thinking. Always love to hear from you. And that special offer, we've got 3 nights of my pick, $69. We'll add another 3 nights for free. That's 6 nights for $69. Okay, so until next time, that's a goodbye from me.